Look poorer and save money and why it's genius. Why do some people drive luxury cars but live paycheck to paycheck? Stick around, and I'll show you how chasing the appearance of wealth could be draining your bank account, and what you can do to break free. A few years ago, I had a shiny new car and all the stuff that made me look successful. But behind the scenes, I was broke, stressed, and barely holding it together. That's when I discovered something unexpected. Looking poorer could actually save me money and even transform my life. I'll show you how shifting my focus from looking rich to living intentionally changed everything, and how it can do the same for you. We don't own stuff, stuff owns us. That luxury car might look amazing sitting in your driveway, but have you thought about what it takes to keep it there? It's not just the monthly payment, it's the premium gas, the higher insurance rates, and the $2,000 repair bill for a single part. Most people can't comfortably afford these costs, but they own it anyway. Let me break it down. When you buy a car for $40,000, that's just the start. Over 5 years, the costs of insurance, fuel, regular maintenance, and unexpected repairs can easily add another $15,000 or more. And the moment you drive it off the lot, it's already lost value. But it's not just cars. Take smartphones, for example. You buy the newest model for $1,000, but then there's the $20 case, the $30 screen protector, the monthly insurance plan, and eventually the pricey repairs when something inevitably breaks. Over 2 years, you've likely spent 20 to 30% more than the sticker price. Even small things aren't exempt. Those designer shoes? They need special care to keep them looking new. That sprawling house? It comes with rising utility bills, constant upkeep, and endless repairs. And the more you own, the more your time and money are stretched thin trying to maintain it all. This is why just because you can buy something doesn't mean you can afford it. It's not the purchase price that gets you. It's the hidden costs that sneak up when you're not paying attention. And when I realized this, it changed how I looked at everything I owned and everything I thought I wanted to own, and talk about how shifting your focus from appearances to true value can completely change your financial future. And here's where it gets worse. Even if you manage the hidden costs of owning something, there's still the replacement problem. Think about that shiny new phone or designer bag you just bought. How long will it stay new before the next version comes out, or before it starts showing signs of wear? These aren't one-time purchases. They're part of an endless cycle of upgrades and replacements. For example, the average smartphone lasts 2 to 3 years before the battery starts to fail, the software gets buggy, or the manufacturer releases the next must-have model. If you can't afford to replace it without stress, did you really afford it in the first place? It's the same with fashion trends, cars, or even electronics. You buy it thinking it'll last forever, but in reality, you're signing up for a recurring expense. And most of the time, it's all to keep up appearances. Coming up, I'll share how I broke free from this replacement cycle and started investing in things that truly last, financially and emotionally. Let's connect the dots. Those hidden costs we talked about and the constant need to replace or upgrade your stuff don't just affect your day-to-day finances, they're sabotaging your long-term financial stability. Here's how it happens. Every dollar you spend on maintaining or replacing things you bought for appearances is a dollar you're not saving or investing for your future. It's a vicious cycle. Spend on appearances now, struggle to maintain them later, and end up with nothing to show for it when it really matters. Think about it. If you're pouring money into a $500 car repair one month, upgrading to the newest $1,000 phone the next, and then covering the cost of maintaining your oversized home, how much is actually left for your savings account? For most people, the answer is not much. This is exactly why so many people look successful on the outside, but have little or no emergency savings, no retirement plan, no financial freedom. They're trapped in a paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, with their resources stretched thin, trying to sustain a lifestyle that wasn't designed to last. And it doesn't just stop there. These choices compound over time. The money you spend today isn't just gone. It's also the money you could have invested, growing your wealth for years to come. For example, spending $5,000 a year on hidden costs and replacements might not seem like much, but over 20 years, that's $100,000 lost. Add in the power of compounding interest, and it could have been $200,000 or more in investments. We've all seen it. Someone with a flashy car, a big house, or the latest tech. It's impressive, until you think about the reality. Most people don't just struggle to buy these things, they struggle to maintain them too. That luxury car, premium gas, expensive repairs. The big house, skyrocketing property taxes, and endless upkeep. And when these things wear out or break, they can't afford to replace them. Living this way isn't just unsustainable, it's a trap. What if, instead of struggling to maintain an image, we focused on living within our means and building real financial security? Here's the thing. Every time I poured money into maintaining or replacing stuff, I was stealing from my own future. I didn't realize it at the time, but those 500 repairs, $1,000 upgrades, and endless subscription costs weren't just eating into my paycheck. They were eating into my dreams. They were stealing from the life I wanted to build. Take a moment and think about what all that money could be doing for you instead. Imagine if, instead of replacing a gadget every year or maintaining a lifestyle for appearances, you saved that money, or better yet, invested it. Over time, those choices add up. In fact, $5,000 saved annually could grow into $200,000 or more in just 20 years, thanks to compound interest. This realization changed everything for me. I stopped chasing temporary fixes and started putting my money into things that truly last, like building an emergency fund, investing in myself, and creating a life that aligns with my values, not someone else's expectations. And the best part? The more I invested in what truly mattered, the less I felt the need to keep up appearances. Instead of feeling drained, I felt free, financially and emotionally. By stepping away from the cycle of maintaining appearances, I found something far more valuable: peace of mind. Looking poorer wasn't about sacrificing happiness. It was about prioritizing it. The less I spent on keeping up, the more I could invest in experiences, relationships, and my future self, and that's a trade-off I'd make every single time. So the next time you're tempted to splurge on something just to keep up appearances, remember this: looking poorer isn't a step backward. It's a step toward financial freedom, and that's the kind of wealth that lasts forever.